This is my audience. Have you ever thought you'd fit in better if you started doing drugs like everybody else? I know when I was in high school, a lot of people thought that they would, and when they started, they totally lost track of where they were going in life. So many people had bright futures ahead of them and just dropped out and stopped even considering school anymore. Many times when you start hanging out with people, you don't even know that they do drugs until you start hanging out with them a lot and you get close to them, and then you realize it's all they really care about. Today I'd like to inform my audience on how to avoid drugs, the negative effect of drugs, and how to get off drugs if you do start. Drug addictions have an effect on everyone, whether direct or indirect. If you're an addict, then of course there are many effects, and if you're not, they still affect you emotionally. To avoid starting drugs, be careful with who you hang out with. Don't give in to peer pressure. If people around you are doing drugs, hang out with other people. You can always make new friends. No matter how many people are doing drugs, if they tell you it's cool, it's not. You can always find better things to do with your time. And parents are always there to help you. Go to them if you have questions. They always know best. And they're not going to get mad at you if you're asking questions or if you're scared. They're always going to be there to help you. Now that you know a little bit on how to avoid drugs, here are some negative effects on drugs if you do start to get involved, just to keep you away from them. With your appearance, different drugs do different things for you. For example, meth makes you lose your teeth. If you smoke marijuana, it can give you lung cancer. Different drugs do different things to your body. In everyday life, even worse things can happen to you. You could die, you could end up homeless. I know from personal experience, my dad was addicted to drugs for years, and we grew apart. We didn't talk for years, and he became homeless. And that's what has kept me away from drugs, just because I know how bad it can get, and I don't want to ever end up like that. You can also lose friends, lose jobs, completely lose family members, just because they don't want anything to do with you, because drugs are your priority. If you don't want to help other people, they're not going to want to help you. If all you do is think about yourself and put drugs before everything else, they're not going to want to be around you. Lastly, if you get hooked on drugs, there are many ways to seek advice and get help from other people. There's plenty of rehabilitation facilities around here, around anywhere that you live. You can go to family members, friends, just talk about it, and they can always help you. Co-workers, anybody can help you really, because everybody wants the best for you. In closing, I feel as though I have accomplished my goal of informing you all about how to avoid drugs, the negative effect of drugs, and how to get off drugs once you start. If drug abuse ever crosses your mind, just think about what I've shared with you tonight, and hopefully you think twice about it. Thank you. Need to do the critique. Oh no, the Q&A. Does anybody have any questions? What?
Why did you choose the topic drugs?
Because I knew that I could talk about personal experiences like my dad.
Oh.
Any other questions?
Have you ever done drugs?
No. Any other questions? Time for the critique.
Okay. All right. Okay, Sean. How do you feel about Morgan's speech?
It was very good. Very knowledgeable. Could, more experience. Probably be better speaking, but she did very well.
All right. Ashley.
I think Morgan did a wonderful job on her speech because she brought personal experience into it. She knew about how drugs can affect you and brought her own kind of twist to it. And she made a good point by saying that it kind of makes you lose track of like where you're going in school and stuff like that.
All right, Keith.
I think she did very good. There's a lot of ands and ums in your speech, so work on that. But you did a very good job, and I learned.
I think she did a good job. I liked it. She covered all the topics. She did her job. She had a good intro. She had a good outline, everything. Everything was good.
Okay, Jordan.
I think she did a good job, and now when I grow up, I know not to do drugs.
Good job.
And Mom, what do you think?
I grew up with her. I raised her. She's been through a lot. She knows all about drugs. She's experienced a lot, and I'm glad she's learned from it. Good job.
Thank you.